Hey everybody, this is Jeanette here. I've got a few words of wisdom that I'd like to share with you that I was thinking about trying to put more of this together, because when I tell people something about the transgendered ones, they tend to go off on me because they're thinking about their neighborhood transgendered people. They are completely different than the what we call Hollywood type. And I'm going to try to explain that a little bit better to everybody. These people that are born in the industry, or let's see, wait a minute, these people, okay, these born trans people do not want to become, okay. Yeah, the people that are born in the industry do not want to become the opposite sex like your neighborhood transgendered person. They are born into it. Okay, they're born into it. They have no say about it. That's what we're upset about. Okay, from birth, the males are castrated. This person has no say in that matter. That person will still be attracted to females because it is a male, or transgendered people that look like males but are female gender. Now that sounds confusing, but if you see the outside looks like one sex, they're actually the opposite. But they will still be attracted to the opposite sex than what they are if they're just a straight up person. As I go along, you might understand a little bit better. It's like Miriah Carey would go with a male-looking trans that's really a female because she's a guy, because she still has that urge to breed with the opposite sex. That's basically it. Maybe that will explain it a little bit better. Okay. Most of the investigators, as myself, believe, but not like myself, believe that the adults give their children the hormones to transition them because they see it being pushed on the human race. Okay? This isn't true in this instance. The celebrity adults don't give their children hormones. It's already in the egg. See, when the egg is fertilized, then the sex is known. See, they will harvest the eggs on the outside. Okay? And if you take a famous person like Will Smith, his son Willow, it is a boy, looks a lot like him. And the reason why it looks like him is because he actually carried the baby. He used his eggs. That's why the baby looks like him, and I believe he carried the baby. Yeah. They just disappear for 5 or 6 months out of the time, and I've got some videos on that with a few of them that look pregnant. Not Will Smith, but some others that do. But once the egg is fertilized on the outside and the sex is known, then the scientists, the geneticists, they will add the opposite chromosome to that, to the egg. They'll inject that afterwards. So, see, Miriah was a male, and that's the underlay. And then injected in the egg a female overlay so she would appear female. Then what they do is they chisel their face, they get implants, breast implants, and all the 9 yards. If they were real females, they would not have to do that. I don't know any female that's had all that work that these people do. It's because they need to appear like the fake. They have to keep up that fake persona. When you are in the uterus growing, what your first sex was, your first gender was, your skeletal structure will be like that. You can't change that. The longness of the male torso to the shortness of the female torso is set in that. They can't change that. That's how I tell if they're male or female, is when I cut the body in half. They got a long torso, they're a male. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. They cannot argue with that. and the straight back of a male versus the curve in a female back, they can't fix that either. So they will have that, and that seals their fate. You know what sex they are if you can find out those two things. Okay. Yeah, well, right here what I say is Miriah, and I don't have the name right here. Sometimes they come to me, sometimes they don't, and I don't really care. So don't get on to me about that, because I just don't care. Miriah was a male and then injected in the egg a female overlay to appear female. And once born, that person is castrated right off. They don't get to say whether if they want their balls or not. They are just done right off. They make the best singers. You'll find all the best female divas out there are actually castrated males. And we're going to show you a whole bunch of them down the line. A lot of my fellow investigators have a bunch of them also. Okay? Enlil the Satan, okay, and again I will tell you, Enlil is this character's Sumerian name. And we're going back to the beginning of time. Watch my video in the beginning and it will tell you about this, more about this. Okay? Satan means adversary. That's all it means. It is a title. It is not a name. He is the adversary to his brother, the one that created Homo sapien, our ancestor. Okay? We came from that direction, the other direction. Enlil's created his own race, though. Half Anunnaki like him, and he is Anunnaki royalty. See, they're half Anunnaki and half human. I think to keep them small, he's made them, the female's part is human. Quite possibly. It's hard to tell, but they're small. Yeah, I can't tell. You know, this is just a theory that I have. But these people you worship, adore, and idolize, and you do. You need to stop having anything to do with them. Don't buy their stuff, don't buy into them, and don't listen to what they say, especially the politics thing is just nonsense. Don't listen to that stuff. You shouldn't even be listening to your president. You need to turn your TV off and don't pay any attention to anybody. See, don't confuse these celebrities with the trans people in your neighborhood. That's what you're getting confusion here with. Completely different thing altogether. Now, these three people I got down here, Will Smith, Bruce Dickinson, and George Harrison, carried their own babies because they look like them. Will Smith's Willow looks like him. Bruce Dickinson's son looks like him, Austin. And George Harrison's son, Danny, looks exactly like him, okay? They're not hims, they are all hers, and I can prove it with each one of these beings. And I believe because they look so much like them that they used their eggs to carry their babies. They were just artificially inseminated some way because their spouses don't have balls, okay? They would have been castrated. They don't want them breeding. So the father, more than likely, is Enlil the Satan. I think they use his sperm in every one of them. Does not matter. He is the only one of them. They're all related also. All the European royalty, all the presidents, all the actors, all the musicians, if you look into them, they're all related, blood related. Why? Because all the sperm come from one person, Enlil. Okay? Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, and a bunch of others. These are the two from Kiss. Notice their kids don't look anything like them because Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley did not use their eggs, and they had surrogate people to carry babies that are not even related to them. And remember, the women that they're with aren't really women. These two are the females, and the women in their lives are actually males. Shannon and whoever Paul is with, I don't know. But Shannon is a male. Okay. Now the second one here. See, here's the thing that we're all worried about. And my bottom thing, this thing is corrupted again. Oh, I think what I need to do is make this a little smaller. Hang on. I still don't get this right with, yeah, you can see it now. It is very small though. Can you see the bottom of it? Barely. Pull it up some here. Alright. There you can, so you can, yeah. Okay. What's happening is they will have things on television and tell the public, try to fool the public into transitioning your own kids, making the parents believe that their child is not the sex that they're born. If a child believes it's another sex, usually carried over from a past life, it has nothing to do with this life, and the kid will get over that. But they're trying to fool the parents into transitioning their kids, because in Lil the Satan does have an agenda. He wants it where nobody will be able to breed, and that you stay slaves basically to them. See, by fooling stupid parents, they're hoping that you will be foolish enough to inject hormones into your child and make them like their race. No breeding. They'll be sterile. They won't be able to breed. That's what he wants. He's always hated the human race his brother created, and he is sabotaging everything that he can. He wants to get rid of the human race and replace it with his race. And Lil wants no males to breed and wipe out the human race and replace them with his created race, that are these transgendered people. He only has 40 years left from what I was told through hypnosis, and you'll have to follow my hypnosis videos. I do not have it up. It's going to take me a long time to do that one. So it's something you'll look forward to. Probably the second half of this year I'll have it up way later. So just look out for that at any time. If you ring the bell or you click on the bell, you subscribe to my channel, click on that bell, it will notify you when I put up any new videos. So when it comes up, you'll be notified. Okay, the 40 years, this is not going to work. The takeover is not going to work because there's not enough time left. The ones on TV that promote that their child was acting like, their boy was acting like a girl, so they're starting to dress it like a girl and stuff, are all fake. The little transgendered boy that's real flamboyant, and boy, people are angry about that stuff, but it's all fake. Those aren't his real parents even. I need to do a thing about that. That's just really absolutely crazy. No, the little boy's an actor. When they were interviewing him on Dr. Phil, I think it was, or some other show, they were interviewing that little boy, and he couldn't even answer the top, and he come out really ridiculously looking. And then they had all these other drag queens to come out. Yeah, they're adults. If you want to do that when you're an adult, that's fine. And one of the drag queens I know, I recognized, and that person has its own Netflix show, which tells you that they themselves are, I believe, contracted by Satan, by and Lil the Satan. You need to keep your kids as far away from this crap as possible, okay? When they become adults, it's another thing, but, you know, they do not want them to breed. Anyway, okay. See, they're fake parents, actors pretending in order to get you to go with the program of changing your human child's sex so they can't breed. You will never have grandchildren if you allow this to happen. If your child feels it's an opposite sex, and I've never heard that a day in my life. I had a sister that was a tomboy, and turned out she was bisexual when she got older. Okay, well, that's one thing. She's doing that naturally. Gay people are born naturally. It's in the chromosomes that causes that. It's a different thing altogether. This stuff is just, when in the Bible it says a person is not supposed to put on the garments of another, I believe it doesn't mean fabric. I think it means the body. Now, the thing is, it may mean that you're not supposed to fool people. See, your neighborhood transgendered people will more than likely tell you that they are if you ask. But these Hollywood ones are all deceivers. All your musicians, all your politicians, they're all transgendered, and you don't know it, and they do not tell you. They are in a club and you're not a member, nor would you really want to be. I'll tell you that. It's absolutely crazy. And Lil's rule is soon over. 40 years. When you go into my hypnosis one, you'll know why. Okay, all his children have demon spirits. Now, if you don't believe in demons, you'll listen to my hypnosis sessions and you can hear them and me talking to them. I pull them out of people all the time. I am an exorcist also. I do that and pull regular spirits out of people. You can have demons and regular spirits in you and not even know that. They're easy to tell and they're easy to get rid of. If you want to get in touch with me, just use the inspire734@yahoo.com. If you want to get in touch with me, and I can tell you a little bit more about that. Okay? All the children have demon spirits, the actors, musicians, politicians, etc., that are wealthy and famous that you see on TV. They're not like us humans who have a normal spirit. At the end of days, which is the end of an era, it's not the end of time or the world's going to come to an end. No. Things move in the ages, like age of Capricorn. That's what we're going through now. When the age of Aquarius hits in 40 years, Enki, our creator, will take over the throne. He has told me this himself through one of my clients through a hypnosis session. You'll have to watch or listen to the hypnosis session. Like I said, it might be the end of this year. It might be a year from now. I have fibromyalgia, and it's going to take a lot of time to go through even 6 videos to find everything I need to let you know. Depends on how well I feel at any given time to do this stuff. I want everybody to know what's going on, but I can't always be well to do it, which is aggravating for me, and that makes me even feel more sick. I just want to help everybody, and being ill I can't, and it is upsetting. Okay? When Enki takes the throne, they will be, all of them be imprisoned in the center earth where it is fiery. That is your hell. Okay? The demons will talk about a pit. They tell me it's dark and cold. That tells me that they can see and feel, and they can hear. You know, they can hear. Okay, one guy was thinking that spirits or these demons got x-ray vision. They can see through you and tell things and stuff. No, they can enter a body. There's 2 bodies. You got a physical body and you have the spirit spark inside of that body, and that is your true self. And the demons also. The outer is just what houses the body. But demon spirits, they're really small also. They go inside anything, like a regular spirit. All spirits are basically the same. They go in and out of everything. Just some are stuck in different places. Like they're stuck on a lower vibrational level, and we are on a higher vibrational level somewhat. When you bring your vibrational level down to theirs, that means through drugs, alcohol, sex with just anybody, you can transfer demons from one person to another. And like I said, people that don't believe in demons, you can hear me talking to them, and Archangel Michael also talking to them. So anyway, what's going to happen to them when they're imprisoned into the center earth, it won't be a body, it'll be that spirit. because the body will not be able to withstand the heat. So yeah, where they're going, it's very, very hot. Now, it's not eternity that they will be there. It is for the rule of Enki. This is 1,600 years. During the age of Aquarius, that's when they rule. Is each one of them take turns ruling, and it's during that time. And Lil's is almost over. So he's pushing out this transgender thing, trying to do it really fast, and it's like nothing works very good when you try to do everything all at once at the end of something. You got to do this. He's probably planned this for a long time, which he has. It's like transgenderism has gone on since the beginning of the television, when they started recording that stuff. Okay. All these celebrities are MK Ultra mind controlled from birth. Okay? When a child is asked to do something, they will with no problem. From eating to laying down and having sex with an adult, no problem. Hypnosis is a powerful tool. Now, they not only do that, you need to look up what all is MK Ultra, what all that consists of, because people can get dual personalities and stuff from that when they're fractured. Their spirit, their soul, whatever, gets fractured from that when they are traumatized, and they are all traumatized. But you're going to have to look up that yourself. Okay? Do your homework. They have no free will. They do what, they're like puppets, exactly. And humans that are contracted to the dark side, that means a written contract by one of us. You want to make a deal with Satan to basically sell your soul, is what they say. They give up their free will. That is selling your soul, is giving up your free will for money and fame. However, they will never reach the high status like Madonna, Miriah, Beyonce, Streisand, Celine Dion, etc., because those are made with his sperm and are royalty like him. All of those are blood related because they have the same father. The contracted slaves, however, they lose their free will. He's not going to give, like Snoop Dogg here, millions of dollars and just turn him loose and say, have fun. Snoop has got to do everything that is required. What they want him to do, stand on your head, do whatever. He has to comply. Yeah, he does have family. These people are intact. These people are not transitioned. They are contracted. They say, I will turn over my free will to you, and the agenda is basically making money, taking over. If people like Snoop Dogg, if they really like this character, then they're going to listen to what he says. He may get out and say a bunch of crap about politicians and stuff that's a bunch of crap. And people that like him will believe that. You see, there's always corrupted agenda behind everything that these people do and say. Just do not believe anything that a celebrity ever says, okay? Do not. Roseanne Barr's another one, did very, very well and stuff, but still. See, these people have human spirits, but guess what? They get a demon. Why is a demon planted inside of them? It's so that demon will tell headquarters everything that they do, they say, or whatever. How many times they take a dump through the day, that will be reported back to headquarters. So if they do something against the system, that demon will rat them out, okay? That's why they get the demons. Now, sometimes the demons help these high performers perform. I think Beyonce said that she could not do what she does unless that Sasha Fierce takes over. Sasha Fierce is not an ultra ego like she said. Sasha Fierce is a demon. Okay? Period. Okay. Now, Kathy Griffin is another one that is. Now, check these people out. They are the sex that they say they are. Okay? That's how I know that they're not born into it. Snoop Dogg is an intact male, and his cousin said that he was a real person. You know, Roseanne Barr. Yeah, I use the body and I cut the body up, like I said. If they have a long torso, they're a male. If they have the short, square upper torso, they're a female. Okay? Well, one of our trans investigators said that Kathy Griffin was a transgender. Okay? I said, well, she got some damn nice looking legs. They look like mine. Okay? So I checked her out. Guy was wrong. And I said, no. Kathy Griffin is a female. Yeah. Kathy Griffin is a female. Okay? Top half, same as the lower half. And I have pictures, and I'll show you that later. They're hidden. I don't have them here at the moment. Any rap artist, and the reason for that is because when you take the males when they're born and you castrate the males that are born, you're going to get a good performer like these up here, these people up here, okay? Rap artists are for people that can't sing, but they were able to put the music and put lyrics to it and have people to follow it and make money off of it. So it has its purpose. But you notice it's mostly the ones that are repressed. Your dark people are the ones that seem to be more repressed. And there's a reason for that also. But I want to say this. And there's a lot of videos on YouTube that will back me up. Your so-called African Americans are not African. Your African American, your black people, are actually Native American. They didn't mind to tell you about that one. I wonder why. They want everybody fighting and stuff. They want you to fight to say that white man is the reason you're repressed and all this stuff. It's all nonsense. Just all total nonsense. Okay. Okay, and then we go, you know, like the rap artists and stuff. Weird Al Yankovic said that rap was for people that cannot sing, and he was totally right. He is one of them, actually, and I've got video on him also. I'm going to bring all that out, but it's going to take time, people. You're just going to have to give me time. My internet is very slow. It took 20 hours to upload my Jim Carrey one that was an hour. So, you know, and when I'm sick, so it's like, yeah, it's hard. But by the end of this year, I should have all of mine up. I got about 30 of the things. They're ready to go up, but I have to sit and I have to talk about them. And, you know, do I feel like it? See, that's the thing. I love it when I get into it. I just absolutely love doing this. I love bringing the truth to people, you know. But it's easier to fool somebody than to convince them that they have been fooled. Now, Mark Twain said that. It's a true statement. Okay, these people here, Snoop Dogg, Roseanne Barr, Kathy Griffin, and the rap artists that you see out there, they're not royalty like these up here. These are pure humans. Mom and dad are human. They probably know their mom and dads. Okay? These are not worshipped, adored, or only wealthy and famous. And I left something out of wealthy here. I left the H out of that. Alright. Anywho, yeah. You'll find, yeah, well here, would you pay money to go backstage to meet a celebrity? Okay? If yes, they are royal and transitioned. If they are not royal and not transitioned, only contracted, you will not pay money to go see them. Because those ones that are contracted are not worshipped, adored. They're only wealthy and famous. Okay. Here's some Trailer Park Boys, 80 bucks. Yeah, I know people, I wanted to because I was really a big fan of them, and I've got a nice big long video coming up of these Trailer Park Girls is what it's going to be called. Okay, 80 bucks, right? People line up, they love them, they adore them. I don't know so much about adoring, but I absolutely love them, and I broke down and cried when I found out that they were not what they appear to be, but they are all actors too. You got to take that into consideration. Okay, here's another one, Born into the System, Weird Al Yankovic, 100 bucks. There were so many people. Me and my son went to his concert early last year, 2018, and he was charging $100 so you could, those were the ones sitting way up front close to the stage. They would be able to go backstage and meet him and stuff if they paid this extra $100. Okay, that money don't really mean anything. They're multimillionaires, but that money and those people tell you how popular that star is. You see, if you're willing to pay money to go backstage to see them, then they still have a bit of magic in there somewhere, because they always do spelling, and rituals to get people to fall in love with them that normally would not do that. And I have another video coming up that's spelling, and rituals that tell you all about that. Okay? But all of those are trans and in Lil's children. He uses his sperm to make each one of them. It sounds crazy and stuff, but this is what, this is what's what, okay? This is the stuff that I've discovered, and I'm sharing this. You don't have to believe any of this stuff, okay? But it's there. And I'm going to get this down small enough here so you can see this. I'm still going to have to make that smaller because you're not going to be able to see that at the bottom. Is that got anything? No, that's about, okay, that's basically about it. Oh yeah, you can see the whole thing there. I hope that it's big enough for you to read. That's what I'm afraid of. It's like I just want to make sure that it's big enough that you can read that. If I do this and just move this up and down, yeah, you can see the bottom of the screen, so that's good enough. Everything is cockeyed, nothing fits right on here, so you'll have to excuse everything. Okay, please do. They showed this picture of Miriah Carey here on, was it Yahoo, the front of Yahoo, and it's like, or it was from a Twitter thing, all right, and they saying, oh, how good she looks and stuff. How old is she? Quite a bit older, and she is a diva. Okay, she is one of them. She is not a female, she is a male, and I'm going to show you how I come up with that. All right, Miriah Carey. Now, forgive me if I don't spell the names right. I do not know. Okay. All right, you come here. My little boy is wanting to say hello. Say hello. Now you get to go. He's pestering me. Oh, he just woke up. His willy's all wet. You're going to get me all wet. Here, you go on. You go on. Ooh. And wipe the wee-wee off of me. Jesus. Yeah. Their little legs are so short when they pee, it gets all over them, the males that do. That's my little Apollo. My little ferret. Okay. Let's get back to this now. He was scratching my legs, want me to pick him up. Okay, Miriah Carey, trying to look like a female here. Broad shoulders. They're broader, wider than what the hips are. Okay, let me change my cursor. These shoulders are a man's shoulders because a female's will slope more down. These are really, really straight out there, basically. She's in movement, it looks like to me, too. So we still say she because that's what everyone's used to. All right. Okay. The male abdomen here is what I'm talking about. This hard muscle. This hard muscle is a male's tummy. That is not a female's. A female will not get one like that. The rest of her body is actually all, it looks like it's been touched up, photoshopped. This has been, and it probably has. But there's no cellulite or anything. It's all muscle. This tells you it's a male, because females have got some fat between their skin and their muscle. They'll have some fat. And the titties are always fake. Why would somebody that's, like this have to have fake boobies? Because it's a male, it can't grow its own. Okay. Unless it had fat on it, and then it'll grow titties, and I got some to show you later. Okay, and here what they didn't do. Now I'm going to blow this up. Come here, right here. You see this shadow all right here. This Adonis belt on this side's been removed. This has been touched up because you can see this shadowing like this. It's not coming from anything. This shadow, they have cloned this. Now I know when I use my clone tool that the color is not the same. It'll come up darker or whatever. It's crazy thing, but that's a problem. But right here you can see her Adonis belt, or his Adonis belt right here. That is a male thing. Women do not have that. This is all a muscle. So when men lift things, it keeps their intestines from them really getting a hernia. But if they lift too much, of course, they can get a hernia. Okay. That helps them when they're lifting and stuff, that they do not injure themselves, their intestines and stuff. That's why they got that muscle there. If a man is in good shape, they got that Adonis belt, okay? And that keeps your intestines from going crazy when you're lifting. And same with the broad shoulders. It helps to lift stuff a lot better. Okay. What we got here? Got the long arms of the orangutan again. Yep. The hand is lower than what the crotch is. This one is shorter because it's back here. Way back, so it looks shorter. This one being up front, you can see it's way, way longer than what the crotch is. If it was a female, the hand would be right up here even with it. It wouldn't be as long. That's what this. How they get this small waist that looks like, hey, she's got curves, she's a female. No, you don't know what they do. People have floating ribs, or is it the males have floating ribs? I don't know if it's one or the other or what, but I know the males have floating ribs that they have removed. Then a corset. The corsets pull in the sides. If you wear a corset for 2 weeks, any man out there, I would suggest that you be pretty thin when you do, actually. Put a corset on for 2 weeks, and you too will have a girly figure. It trains your organs and stuff to go inward, and that's what they do. If she was to run around like that full time, eventually they would come back out again. They do this before they're going to come out, during things. Sometimes when they're on holiday, they get their pictures made. We got a lot of pictures of this one straight up and down without that, you see. Wants to really look good because it's trying to make a comeback. Not going to work. And you see this posed 1 foot in front of the other, how they cross the legs. This is posed because the trans people do this, because when you cross your leg, it makes you look like you got more of a hip. And see, it does work. And they all do this. This looks like it's all touched up because the knee is all everything that your knee would have. Hey, I got female knees and they got more indentation than this, okay? This has all been touched up. Actually, if I'm looking at this, why is this dark like this? This looks like it's cut out and placed here. I'm thinking this whole story of somebody taking this picture is fake. They say, yeah, put your arm one in front of the other and cross your leg over. It'll look like you're in motion. Women can't walk with one foot in front of the other unless they purposely do it because of the wideness of the pelvis. A woman's legs will come more straight out. They won't come across like this. This is so fake to walk like that. Models will do that. And when models walk with one foot in front of the other, their hips go way out from one side to the other when they're doing that walk. Your normal woman won't do that. We do not cross one foot in front of the other. They do it when they're posing, so their hips come out. Right? Because this one is way, way in the back, and this one's way, way in the front, and so it's going to make this stand out. If he was not standing like this, standing just straight up and down, this would not stick out as much as what it does. The curve is probably not in the right place either. It's a little off. Navel isn't really high from the crotch. A lot of times that they're even longer. But it looks like someone's standing up here and took the picture. It's bigger up here than it is down here, which tells me also that a person is up higher taking the photograph. Okay, so you got to watch that. Yeah. And the top torso being longer always does not lie. People lie, but this doesn't. This will tell you that this is a male body because the torso is always longer than what the bottom part is. If it was a female, this bottom would be the same size as the top. And if it was a female, the crotch would be right here, even with the hand. You see what I'm talking about now? This is a foolproof method. This length of the body is a foolproof method. Every male has got a longer torso than a female does. You take the collarbone, you go right across the collarbone. Now this is at the bottom of the neck. You see, the collarbone is right here. It's hunched over a little bit, so I can't tell exactly, but this looks like the neck goes right about right here. That could be hair, that could be neck. Hard to tell. Yeah, and of course they always bring the hair over this so you can't see how broad the shoulder is. That's true. You can see how broad the shoulder is. There's no support in this top of this either. Now what's going to happen if you notice after a while their boobies, one will get lower than the other. We've got pictures of that. It's just, it's all nonsense. What they have to do to keep their self and their appearance up and stuff is hell. I cannot imagine it. I don't even like putting makeup on, let alone having to do all of this stuff. It's just, really nonsense. Okay. Well, what I was saying here also is this hand is absolutely huge, and I'm going to show you something in a second up here. But down here, the foot, they cut this off, but that's a man's foot. That is a man's foot. You do anything else up there, but your feet, you can't mess with your feet. You can't mess with your torso or your shoulders. Or if you saw the back of this person, it would have a straight back. We got pictures of it. Somewhere out there, there's a picture of Miriah Carey with a straight back, and that will tell you it's a male. Females have got a curved back. We show you that later too. Okay, right here, I'm a diva. You need to bow down and worship, adore, and idolize me, and you do. All have demon spirits that will end up in the center earth in 40 years, and they will, because they have deceived humanity, and that's a big no-no. There's a lot of no-no actually. So what I have to do is I'm going to move this. See the hand. Now this hand, if it was straight, got it curved, but if it was straight, it will fit the length of the face because it is a male. Okay? Now you will notice when I do this that the chin will stick out of the bottom because the mouth is open. This is a male dental, by the way. It's huge when the mouth is open. A female would fall in there, try to kiss this person, and you would end up falling into its mouth. So here's the thing. Right here on the forehead, now I got to get this back. This light right here, can you see the light right there bouncing off the head? This light bouncing off the forehead, this is the male brow ridge that it's bouncing off of. This is shadowed on this because it's dark. But this could be cut out too, like I said. It would still have to match up this. Anywho, this right here is dark. This is dark. This shows that it's lower level. Okay? Now, a male skull will slant back. It'll have a slope to it, slope back. Okay, a female's will be round. Okay, what does Miriah's tell you? It's sloped back because the light doesn't hit out here. On a female that is rounded, the high part will be light. It'll be light right here. I was a portrait artist for a long time and I know my lighting. The light on a female will show right in the smack dab center. It would still do this. It's not because of the shadowing on this side, because of the way that the head is, okay? It would still, see, it stops abruptly right here. This is because this is flat here, which means it's a back slope. If it was a rounded female, the height of it would be light right here. It would have some light to it in the center, okay? Now, when I take this hand and I put this hand over here, now remember it should be dark, it should be longer, it should be down to the bottom of this, okay? If it was straightened, it would come down to the bottom, okay? We're not talking about the width, we're just talking about the length. This comes, the chin comes down here because the mouth is open. Shut that mouth, the chin will come up, okay? This hand would be longer. This up here is the top of the head. That's the top of the head right here, okay? What we're talking about is the length from the top of this little cross down here. Like I said, the mouth shuts, this will come up. Okay, this hand will cover the whole face because this is a male. Male hand will do that. If I was to cut this face out, would have fit on here 3. This is a bit off and stuff, and I know this one is really long. If I was to set this on here, yeah, you could get 2 on here. This one would be hard to do. I could possibly get the face on here. I haven't tried that. If it's 3 heads on here, it's a male because the shoulders are really broad, and that works also. I can't do all, I don't do all. I do on some of the others, but yeah, and I said the left side Adonis belt's been removed. Yeah, this is where they've cloned this out. That's why all that shadowing there and there, because they've cloned, and it's not the same color. Okay, that's not because it dips down and this is straight up. No, all of this is where they've cloned out the Adonis belt. You can see it right here. Like I said, males have this to keep them from the hernias and stuff. So that's my Miriah Carey thing, and there's the people that do her and a bunch of other ones and stuff, but that foot, I wish they would have gotten the whole damn foot, but they didn't. But that hand is absolutely huge. Like I said, it covers the whole dang face. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that one. Nope, covers the whole face. That chin will be brought up, like I said. You might as well just whack the bottom of the chin off and then you would have that. But they have plastic surgery. Still got the strong jaw. The chin is more rounded. They chisel that so it'll look more feminine. But the dental of the male is really big here. You know, the eyes also are deep set. They're wide and they're deep set. You couldn't push the eye on top of the skull. This would block it here because this sticks over. This is all a male brow ridge up here. Females don't have such a strong brow ridge is what that is. Okay, well, that's that for this video. I hope you enjoy it. You can leave comments below, and I'll talk to you later.